Hello, I'm just doing my weigh-in video. I didn't do one last week, just time ran away with it all and it was all very busy. So got to the end of the week and I thought, well, I may as well just wait till this week now. So today I weighed in at 10 stone 6. So that, because last week I weighed in at 10 stone 4.5, so put 1.5 pounds on. I struggled last week. I think I struggled because I trying to really work out what it was. I think I struggled a bit with stress eating. Everything was all savvy sins and free food and speed food, so I didn't sort of eat any biscuits, crisps, cakes and all those sorts of things. I hadn't done any of that, so it was all very controlled. But I could definitely tell that my emotional state wasn't so strong and I was using food to help me out. But again, I'm okay, and that's why I feel grateful to be within that parameters, because I know that I'm not going to put loads of weight on very fast and very quick, and then also don't have to deal with the sort of cravings that come after, because obviously when I stick to savvy sins, I'm not worrying, I'm not sort of dealing with the sugar cravings. This week I would like to focus a bit more on bringing a bit more speed fruits and free fruits in. Now that the springtime's coming, it's a bit more nicer to kind of consume strawberries and sort of like different types of melon and those sorts of things. During the winter, I sort of stopped with the strawberries and those types of berries and things. I just don't really want them anymore, but I kept it with my apples and bananas and tangerines. But now the springtime's coming in, I'm going to bring a bit more of that fruit in. I would like to, so I think it would be nice, just something to snack on when I come back from work. I'm also I'm going to I've been having milk back again in my coffee, and then I think then for that I'm going to drop one of my cheeses. So normally I would have cheese on both of my dinners, but I'm going to drop one of them, so I just have cheese once a day instead of twice a day, and use my milk for my healthy extra A's. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself for keeping going on Slimming World through even the trickier times. I'm also really proud of myself because I don't have to use willpower. I can just follow my plan, and if I come off the little plan I've made myself, I can just steer myself back onto it gently. And it just really helps because I've got some nice tight parameters with which to kind of wiggle around in, and that really helps me keep myself focused, and it makes it very natural that I choose the foods that I choose. I'm really grateful that I don't have to go through the kind of the worries that I had when I was a bit bigger anymore. I've got those of freedom. Been involved in a lot more events nowadays, so nowadays my life is not revolving around food at all. Food is a useful tool to get myself energy up and operate my body, but it's not the be all and end all, and I don't think about it all the time, which is really good, because that's exactly where I was when I was looking after the kids all the time. It's exactly where I was, constantly thinking about food, whereas now it's very much on the back burner, which is really nice for me to have my brain back. I watched quite a fair bit of My 600 Pound Life as well recently on YouTube. And that's really nice because it reminds me that change is possible and that people can do it, and the differences between, and lots of things they talk about. I know I was never £600 plus, etc. I was never that amount, but I was just I was about 200 pounds, just under. So it was about I think the heaviest I was about 190 pounds. So I think for me, that was one of them things where there was a lady on there, I can't remember which lady she was, can't remember her name now. But she said she just felt so trapped in her body, and she'd started the weight loss journey, because Dr. Nawazandan, I think they call him Dr. Now, but he's got a longer name than that, but they shorten it to that. And he said that because he puts them on a low calorie diet before they can have the weight loss surgery, and so she said once she'd started this weight loss plan, she just felt so trapped in her own body, and she just wanted the weight off really fast, and she couldn't cope very well with the fact that she was still overweight. And I remember that feeling of when I started Slimming World and I started losing kind of I think it was about when I'd lost about half stone, and I started off at 13 stone 8.5, and I remember when I got to about 13 stone, upper end of 12, I remember just feeling so trapped, because I just thought, it's taken so long. I mean, it took me it was only like 3 or 4 weeks or so doing Slimming World to kind of lose that, but I just felt like I really wanted it off now. I felt really trapped in my body, and I remember that feeling, and it's almost like you don't let yourself feel how big you are until finally there's something that might give you the opportunity of losing it. And I wondered if that's what happened with this lady, that, obviously you feel a bit trapped in your body, but not until you get the opportunity to go out of the body, you suddenly can't cope with it anymore. And I remember that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm going to actually have to put up with being in this body for months and years before I can actually get the weight off. And I'd sort of forgotten that feeling, and I'm really grateful nowadays that I'm in the position where I'm not trapped in my own body. And if I put a pound or so on, all I have to do is just stick to plan, and it comes right back off again. There's not even a vague problem anymore. I've got an answer. All I do is just, Slimming World all the time, and then just maintain. And then if I've gone a little bit off track and I've got myself a bit confused and I get a bit muddled and I've put a few pounds on, as long as I go every single week and I'm held accountable and people chat to me about my weight loss, and they ask me how I've got on, and I get opportunity to tell people how much I've lost or how much I've put on, and it cements it in my head, and I go, okay, well, I'm actually that weight, so now what's next? Do I need to just drop it a little bit? Obviously 10 stone 6 is where I am at my top end of my target, so yes, I do need to drop down next week. And I really want a really big old weight loss next week. I think I want to just lose like 6 pounds or something. I just want loads of it off. So if I could just drop loads of weight, I can't obviously drop loads of weight in 1 week, but I just feel like I just want to have a nice little loss next week. So I bought myself some strawberries, and I'm trying to just increase. That's all I want to do this week, is I just want to increase the amount of fruit I'm eating. And I want to increase the amount of, more specifically, the speed fruit I'm eating. Because often, fruit-wise, I'd have bananas, grapes, tangerines and apples. And I just want to increase a bit more berries. So I've got myself some blueberries and some strawberries. Just that little extra bit in there. Swap around my cheese a bit, so I'm only having cheese once a day. And the rest of it's milk. And I think we'll just see what weight loss happens next week. But I can have a maintain or I can have a loss, but not again, because otherwise I'll be at the top end of my target. Okie dokie then, I'm going to have a little chill out now before I go get the kids. And then got to get my son, and then I'm going to take him to the library. So we're going to put together some grapes and blueberries for snacks. And then I'll go and pick up my daughter. She comes out to choir. So I'm going to chill out now before I go do that. Okie dokie then. See you next week. Bye.